Hey, collectors and coin enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something truly fascinating. We're talking about a seemingly ordinary coin, the 1999 5-cent USA coin, also known as the nickel. But hold on to your seats, because this little coin might be worth millions. Yes, you heard that right. A coin with a face value of just 5 cents could potentially be worth a jaw-dropping $10.9 million. Intrigued? Stick around, because we're about to uncover the history and value of this rare piece of US currency. Let's start with the basics. The 1999 5-cent coin, or more commonly known as the nickel, has been in circulation for over a century. It's a key part of everyday life in America, and for most of us, it's just another coin to toss into a jar. But not all nickels are created equal. In fact, some rare versions of the 1999 nickel have been sold for far more than you could ever imagine. Now, what makes the 1999 nickel stand out? Well, it all comes down to rare minting errors, unique features, and the intriguing history of US coinage. Before we get into the value of this particular 1999 coin, let's take a moment to look at the history of the US nickel. The 5-cent coin was first introduced in 1866, and it has gone through numerous design changes. The most iconic designs include the Buffalo nickel, which was produced from 1913 to 1938, and the Jefferson nickel, which was introduced in 1938 and is still in circulation today. The Jefferson nickel, the design we're most familiar with today, features the profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, along with Monticello, his Virginia home, on the reverse. This design has remained relatively unchanged for decades. But as with any collectible coin, small variations in minting can make all the difference. Let's zoom in on the year 1999. By then, the Jefferson nickel had undergone a few changes over the years, and the US Mint was continuously working on improving the accuracy and quality of its coinage. But 1999 was a unique year for the Mint. While the regular 1999 nickels are still in circulation and worth, well, 5 cents, there were some oddities in the minting process that year. One of the biggest things to note is the potential for errors that can increase a coin's value exponentially. Now, let's talk about the most exciting part of this story, the error coins. So, what makes some of these 1,999 nickels worth millions? Well, it's all about how they were struck at the mint. You see, errors during the minting process happen every now and then, but some are so rare that they can increase the value of a coin dramatically. Some of these errors include things like double strikes, off-center coins, and coins with misaligned dies. For example, there have been reports of a rare 1999 nickel with a double die error, where the image on the coin was struck more than once. This type of error, though small, makes the coin a highly sought-after item for collectors. These rare errors can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But there's one error in particular that has taken the coin-collecting world by storm, the 1999 nickel that sold for an astonishing $10.9 million. Now, let's get into the real money. The 1999 nickel that sold for $10.9 million wasn't just any nickel. It was one of the rarest examples of a minting error. A coin so unique, so astonishingly rare, that it became the stuff of legend in the coin-collecting community. This particular nickel had a double die error, but it wasn't just any double die. The mistake was so clear, and the quality of the coin so pristine, that collectors and experts were left in awe. It was eventually auctioned off at a record-breaking price, with one lucky buyer taking home the coin of a lifetime. Imagine owning a coin that was originally worth 5 cents and selling it for millions. That's the power of rarity and historical significance in the world of coin collecting. While that $10.9 million nickel is the most famous, it's not the only valuable 1999 nickel out there. Some other rare varieties, including those with off-center strikes or misaligned designs, have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. These mistakes might seem small to the untrained eye, but in the world of numismatics, they can be game changers. If you're out there scouring through your loose change, keep an eye on those 1999 nickels. While not everyone is worth a fortune, you could still stumble upon a hidden gem. So, how can you tell if your 1999 nickel is one of those rare and valuable specimens? Here are a few tips. Look for double die errors. These are coins that have a doubled image, particularly noticeable on the lettering or date. 2. Check for off-center strikes. If the design is misaligned or not fully struck, this can increase the coin's value. 3. Examine the quality. The cleaner and more pristine the coin, the more likely it is to fetch a higher price, especially if it's a rare error. Remember, even small imperfections can sometimes make a big difference in the world of rare coins. So, what's the takeaway here? The 1999 5-cent nickel might seem like just another coin in your pocket, but the reality is, it could be worth a lot more. With the potential for rare minting errors, some 1999 nickels have sold for millions of dollars. If you're into coin collecting or just happen to have a few nickels lying around, it might be worth doing a closer inspection. Whether you're looking to start a collection or just hoping to strike it lucky, the world of rare coins is full of surprises. And who knows? That seemingly ordinary 1999 nickel could be the key to unlocking a small fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing coin stories. Got a rare coin you think might be valuable? Drop a comment below, we'd love to hear about it. Until next time, happy collecting. Next. Today, we've got a fascinating story for you about a coin that you might have tossed in your pocket without a second thought. We're talking about the 2014 5-cent coin, yes, the nickel. But don't let its simple appearance fool you. This little coin could be worth millions, a staggering $9.6 million, to be exact. Curious how a coin with just a 5-cent face value could be worth that much? Stick around, and we'll explore the history, the value, and the rare minting errors that could make a 2014 nickel one of the most valuable coins in circulation. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 2014 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel, was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D to mint mark. It features the same familiar design that's been around since 1938, Thomas Jefferson's profile on the obverse and Monticello, his Virginia estate, on the reverse. Although the design has remained largely unchanged, the 2014 nickel was just another regular coin in the minting process. But as with many collectible items, it's often the small details or imperfections that can make one particular coin stand out and become incredibly valuable. Let's take a quick step back and look at the history of the nickel. The 5-cent coin was first introduced in 1866, and over the years, it's undergone various design changes. Early designs featured a buffalo, a design that's still iconic today, but by 1938, the US Mint introduced the Jefferson nickel. This design, created by Felix Schlag, has been in circulation ever since. The 2014 nickel was just one of millions produced in the year, but thanks to rare errors in minting and the fact that the nickel is still a key part of US coinage, it's attracted the attention of serious collectors. Now, let's get to the exciting part. What makes the 2014 5-cent coin worth millions? After all, a nickel is only worth 5 cents, right? That's true, for most of them. But there's a very rare, special 2014 nickel that recently made headlines when it was sold for an astounding $9.6 million. How did a coin worth just 5 cents sell for this much? Well, it all comes down to a very rare minting error that occurred at the US Mint in 2014. This particular nickel was struck with an anomaly that made it one of the most valuable error coins in history. So, what was the error that made the 2014 nickel so valuable? The key to its worth lies in something known as a double die error. This happens when the coin is struck multiple times by the die, creating a doubled image. It's a rare error, and when it happens on a coin like the 2014 nickel, it can turn an ordinary piece of currency into a treasure. The doubling effect can be seen clearly on the lettering and even on the date. The 2014 nickel in question had a noticeable double die error on the Liberty text and even in the 2014 date. Collectors and experts were blown away by how perfectly the doubling was visible, a sign that the minting error was no accident. Now, double die errors are already highly valuable, but the pristine condition of this particular coin and its rarity made it even more appealing to collectors. The higher the quality and visibility of the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. After the coin was discovered, it quickly gained the attention of numismatists and high-profile coin collectors. It wasn't long before the coin was put up for auction, where it eventually sold for a record-breaking $9.6 million. Just imagine, a coin that was originally worth 5 cents being auctioned off for millions. This price tag reflects not only the rarity of the error but also the demand in the coin collecting community for rare specimens. There's no doubt that the person who bought this coin is going to be holding on to a piece of history. Now, you might be wondering, are all 2014 nickels worth millions? Unfortunately, no. While the double die error makes this particular coin worth a small fortune, most 2014 nickels are still worth just 5 cents. However, there are other valuable errors to look out for. Some 2014 nickels with other types of minting errors, like off-center strikes or misaligned dies, have also sold for higher than usual prices. While they won't fetch millions like the double die error, they can still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now that we know about the rare 2014D double die error, you might be asking, how can I spot one of these valuable coins? Well, here are a few tips to help you out. Look for clear doubling in the text, particularly around the word Liberty or the date 2014. 2. Inspect the coin carefully for misalignments or doubling in other areas of the design. 3. Check the condition of the coin. Coins that are in mint or near mint condition are far more valuable than those with noticeable wear and tear. Remember, the clearer and more defined the error, the more valuable the coin. But even minor errors can make a coin more valuable than its face value. So, what does the future hold for the 2014D nickel and other error coins like it? Well, the coin collecting world is always changing. As more people get into collecting, the demand for rare coins like these continues to grow. While it's unlikely that every 2014D nickel will be worth millions, there's always the possibility that more rare and valuable finds will be uncovered. Who knows? The next coin you find could be the next big discovery. The key is to keep learning, keep looking, and never underestimate the potential value of a coin that seems ordinary. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the 2014 D5-cent coin and the rare double die error that made it worth $9.6 million. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a coin story. Got a 2014D nickel you think could be valuable? Drop a comment below and let us know what you've found. Until next time, happy hunting, and remember, you never know when you might stumble upon a fortune.